What is mobile sensing? Mobile sensing refers to the use of smartphone sensors passively collected to understand people's behavior. So some of these sensors you already use in your daily lives, so like a fingerprint sensor, for example, or a GPS scan to get your specific location. But you have a very broad range of sensors in your smartphone as well. So we have things, for example, like ambient noise, that we know, okay, how loud is it in this office? Or things like the ambient lighting conditions measured in lux, for example. And the question is, why is it important? Why do we care about these type of sensors? Well, they allow us to get a very objective, very fine-grained and continuous look at people's behavior instead of relying on self-reports. So if I ask you, how often do you use your mobile phone? You might answer, well, I use it 1 to 2 hours. But if we effectively measure how often you use it, very often people use it rather than 1 to 2 hours, they use it 6, 7, or even 8 hours per day. Or think of the lighting conditions in this room. How do they affect my personal behavior at work? So if we have these lighting sensors connected to our mobile phone, I can track now what are the lighting conditions in this office. So we have roughly 600 lux, which is fairly high, in this office. Could it have a positive influence on my daily job performance? Or could it affect how happy I am with my job? Could it help us to track even pathological behavior or identify whether the lighting conditions in your office could be a trigger of even depression, for example, in the long term? So you might be asking yourself right now, well, is it really ethical? Is it ethical to track these sensors in people's smartphone? And that's a really important question. So one of the things that you want to make sure is that there's absolute transparency. Absolute transparency for people that you know what kind of data is tracked, for which purpose, who is analyzing the data. So in summary, mobile sensing is a new lens for us in research to understand people's behavior instead of relying to what people think they actually do.